Welcome to Beyond the Duelist, a brand new interview-style video series featuring your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh content creators. Prepare for a journey beyond the cards where stories unfold. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. And today we're joined by a very special guest, Mr. Nyhmnim.
How's it going? My name's Nyhmnim. Yu-Gi-Oh, man, I wouldn't say aficionado, but I've been around the block, bro. Been around. I'm a collector, I'm a player, I do it all. I just love the game.
So I've got some questions for you today. You ready to give me some answers?
Absolutely. Lay anything on.
Okay, so let's start with the first one. So you've recently made the transition from part-time to full-time content creator. Talk to me about how that's gone so far.
It's been stressful, you know? I think the one thing is very exciting to be able to work for myself. I did like my job before, which was I was working at a local trading card shop. You know, that quite literally a dream anyways, right? But being able to take more time and focus on the content that I want to make and put more hours into streaming, it's been a blast, man. It honestly is a lot of fun. I don't regret it. It's great.
Excellent, excellent. So with the content that you do, something that I've noticed and a lot of other people have noticed is that you seem to have some of the best film quality production with your videos. Do you have a background in just like cinematography from college or speaking with friends? Like, how did this production quality just happen to be in your videos?
It was something that I was inspired by other people to do. I don't have any background professionally with editing or anything. I've learned everything by myself, just with a pirated Sony Vegas copy. I started and I learned editing all by myself. As for like framing and like doing like the vlogs and stuff, you can notice in really early vlogs I take a lot of cues from like Casey Neistat, obviously, and his style of producing videos. But one of the persons that really I took most interest from is a person, Andrew Nyhmnim, who took style of like vlogging into a card game world. He does Texas Hold'em vlogs. Yeah. He's very good at playing poker.
Oh yeah,
and I was like, well, if he can go play card games and like talk about it and vlog about it, well, why can't I do it for Yu-Gi-Oh, right? I wasn't 21 at the time. I couldn't go to a casino, so I was like, let's go to locals. And that's when I started like filming locals and stuff. I got like people saying I'm weird and stuff like, oh, what's he doing? No one's ever seen anything like it before. But now I think it's a pretty cool format to share to people, you know? The vlog format of showing them, you know, what a local scene's like.
You have a very unique screen name, Nyhmnim. That's something I've got to ask. How did you come up with that name?
I'm like, looking back on it, I'm actually not really happy with it. I wish it was something more original. There's a guy that did World of Warcraft videos. Never been huge into World of Warcraft, but my brother showed me, and his name was Nym, literally Nyhm. And I said, you know what? I like that. And I just threw on another Nym to it. And that's how that name, it's not special, you know? I even look at it now and I'm like, man, I wish I could just change it, but it's become sort of like part of the branding of the channel, you know?
It's hard to think of you without Nyhmnim. You've been doing the Yu-Gi-Oh progression series for 3 years now? What is your single favorite moment across the entire progression series?
One of the moments that I think, looking back, is just like extremely funny is like the Verdant Sanctuary. When I was so tunneled on this deck that I thought I had found with Fishboard like blaster and stuff, and I thought this was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, God.
And well, that wasn't even that. Well, there was the Verdant Sanctuary with Inzectors, and then I think actually now that I think of it, another one is you can't synchro with Ronin Tonin. That was a mood dampener. Those are the two that really stick out. I think the Verdant Sanctuary one especially because I don't know what. It seems like such an easy mistake to make. Like, it seems like it'd be a field spell. But the Ronin Tonin one, I was really frustrated that day because I told Alex, I remember a little behind the scenes thing. I was like, Alex, like, I know you will. Like, he asked me, he was like, do you want to redo this one because your deck was like actual literal shit? He's like, it doesn't work. And I was like, you know what? No, I earned that loss. I totally just built it wrong. It'll be super funny in the episode. So we left it in. He did give me the opportunity to run it back, but I didn't want to.
So you've been an avid Yu-Gi-Oh collector for many, many years. What is the single best moment you have from collecting, whether it be a card or maybe just people you've interacted with? And is there a story behind it?
I think my favorite moment is like picking up like my most collectible card, actually, like the Vice Dragon that I got.
Oh, yeah.
That's the first card that I like really knew I wanted as a collectible, and because of how rare it is. If people don't, I'll fill them in real quick. The Vice Dragon is a DDY1 Vice Dragon, which is an ultra rare print. DDY1 stands for Dual Disc Yusei. if you're observant, there is no Duelist Yusei. It was never a product that was ever released. So these were originally supposed to be like the promo card you get with the Duelist when you buy for 5Ds. They never came out with it. But on a weird note, there were some Vice Dragons that made it into Raging Battle Special Editions in like very, very small amounts, like super minuscule amounts. It's like almost an urban legend, but it's there. So it's super rare to get, and I ended up getting one. I was doing a whole trade video where I was reaching out to people and just seeing like what kind of people would want to like swap cards with me, you know, really embracing the point of like a trading card game and trading with anybody over the world. I hit up a whole bunch of like content creator stuff, and it went really well. And then I did a second one, and I hit up just everybody. I was like, if anybody wants to swap, let's run it. And there's this one guy that he actually made this post on Twitter originally, not looking to trade, but he had made a post and asked like Ruxin and myself. He tagged us and said, hey, I found this card in my bulk, and I looked it up on TCG Player. There's no listings. I don't know what it is. And that's like the literal dream for anybody, right? To find like such a find like that. So he was like, do you know anything about it? And I said, I absolutely do. That's like a really rare card, super hard to get. And I explained it to him, and I was like, if you ever want to trade that or anything, you let me know. And then when I made the post to like go for the video, he did hit me up, and he said I'd like to trade for it. And I traded him a whole bunch of cards he was asking for. It was a lot of high rarity striker stuff. But at the end of the day, I love that deck, Sky Strikers. I still have that whole rarity deck, like high rarity deck. But I was like, I can get back any of these Sky Striker Alties or the Starlights. I can't find another Vice Dragon. So I ended up trading it with him, and I ended up meeting up with him. I think his name's Ian. I met up with him at Nats that year, and it was really cool to see him in person. After, you know, making that exchange, we got to like talk about it and stuff like that. It was really cool to see him in person. But doing that whole trade and everything, getting my hands on such a cool collectible, that's just my favorite moment in collecting so far, I think.
What are the things you love most about being a content creator?
I just think it's being able to enjoy the game I love like every day, right? Like, and I get to share it with people. I'd like to be doing more videos and stuff to share that and show that, but just being able to focus on the game I love and hopefully draw other people in with that interest, you know, that shared interest. There's nothing better than it. It's honestly great.
You've been doing this for a long time. What is the strangest thing a viewer or a fan has ever said to you?
I had one fan like try to like fly out and just hang out with me. And I was like, I don't know this. I don't know you, bro. He's like, oh, bro, what if I just like flew out to hang out with you? He's like, I'll pay you to hang out with you. And I was like, what? Absolutely not. Like, that's just strange, bro. No, I think that's like the oddest interaction was somebody like asking. He was like on the opposite side of like the country too. It was a really strange ask. Some people just don't understand boundaries. It is really like weird.
Like, I thought the weirdest thing you were going to say something is like when a guy asked you to sign his prison ID.
Oh, that's weird. That's pretty weird, but that's funny weird. I think that's funny weird.
This is just... what the hell?
That was just actual weird, yes. that's like actual... That one's funny weird. Yeah. The prison ID is absolutely a real thing. I think I have a picture of that on my phone somewhere. You've
worked with a lot of people in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, and even some outside. The Pittsburgh Knights, for example, your sponsor. Is there anyone that you would like to work with that you either have in the past or haven't had the chance to work with and can be outside of the Yu-Gi-Oh community or in?
That's a really great question, actually. There's a lot of people I really admire that I watch a lot. Thinking like immediately, one of the coolest things that I was able to do is there's a streamer for RuneScape. His name is It's Will, and I'm a huge fan of the It's Will live stream. And he had gotten into Master Duel, like when it was like a couple months ago actually, and I had the opportunity to collaborate with him. I was able to do one of my series for Master Conquest. It wasn't the greatest one, so it never got posted, but it is a fun little memory that I did get to do it with him live. It was really fun to be able to interact with him. I think we really like, our personalities really connected pretty well too. It was fun to do. If I want to work with anybody else though, like probably like Bodhi would be like the ultimate one. Bodhi doesn't have any interest in card games, but Bodhi's also another old school RuneScape streamer, and his energy is truly on a level of nobody else's. If I could like play that guy in a game of Rune Link, like I would lose my mind. It would be so cool. Rune Link is just literally Connect 4 in RuneScape. And I believe that was the last question. So thank you, Gage, for doing this. Learned a lot about you that people may not know. Like I said, super glad we ended up finally doing this. It's been in the works for a minute, but we finally got it down. I'm really happy. Great ideas do not come together straight away. They take time to cook. Absolutely. All right. For sure. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching, and see you next time. Bye.